I booked the Airbnb at 2:17 a.m., not because I was careless, but because exhaustion dulls instinct, and when the listing appeared, cheap clothes and eerily overqualified for the price, I ignored the faint unease crawling up my spine and told myself it was just another quirky host, desperate for bookings. The photos clean but strangely impersonal. No family pictures, no mirrors, no windows shown at night, just white walls and staged calm. And when the confirmation email arrived instantly, before I could even blink, I laughed nervously and packed my bag, unaware that this choice would become the last decision I ever made freely. The house was at the edge of town, past the streetlights, where GPS hesitated as if even satellites feared going closer, and when I arrived, the front door was already unlocked, the porch light on, humming faintly like a trapped insect, and a handwritten sign taped crookedly to the door read, "Welcome home," which struck me as odd because I had never told the host what time I'd arrive. Yet when I stepped inside, the warmth swallowed me whole. The air heavy with the scent of lemon cleaner and something else beneath it, metallic old, enlivened the door shut behind me with a soft click that echoed too long. The lock sliding on its own, followed by a distant sound like breathing coming from inside the walls. The living room was spotless yet wrong, furniture slightly too far apart, shadows collecting in corners that light refused to touch, and when I tried turning on the television, it flickered to life immediately. Already paused on a grainy black and white frame showing the same room I stood in, but empty, and then the screen changed, displaying text, "Enjoy your stay," blinking slowly like a heartbeat. And when I pulled out my phone, there was no signal, no Wi-Fi, yet my Airbnb app pinged with a message from the host that simply said, "Please do not leave between 2:30 and 4 o'clock a.m., followed by a smiley face that seemed to leer the longer. I stared at it. I told myself it was some tasteless joke, but unease bloomed into fear when I noticed the time to 28 a.m. and somewhere upstairs, a floorboard creaked deliberately, not settling wood, but pressure, footsteps measured and patient, though the listing clearly stated I would be alone, and when I called out, my voice felt muffled as if the house absorbed sound, and the reply came not as words but as every door upstairs slamming shut at once, the walls shuddering like a living creature startled awake. So I ran to the front door, only to find it gone, not locked, not hidden, but simply absent, replaced by smooth wall, freshly painted, warm to the touch like skin. Panic clawed through me as I searched room after room, each layout subtly changing when I wasn't looking, hallways stretching longer, rooms multiplying, the bathroom mirror finally revealing the first undeniable truth behind my reflection. Just inches away, stood someone smiling impossibly wide, its eyes too black, too deep, reflecting not me, but dozens of faces stacked behind it, all watching, waiting. And when I spun around, there was nothing, yet my reflection remained smiling long after my face contorted in terror, whispering without moving its lips, "You shouldn't have booked." And suddenly the house spoke to, not aloud, but through vibration, through memory, flooding me with images of previous guests, each arriving hopeful, each staying past 2:30 a.m., each disappearing without a review ever posted, their screams muted into architecture, their fear becoming insulation, their bones reinforcement, their memories repurposed as ambient noise. The stairs led me downward even though I'd only seen one floor, spiraling deep into the earth where doors lined the walls like numbered hotel rooms, each marked with a date instead of a number, and from inside came muffled crying, laughter, whispers pleading for checkout, refunds, mercy. But none ever opened from the inside, and the host finally appeared at the bottom. Not human but wearing humanity like a costume stitched from guests, its mouth stretching across seams of old skin, holding a ledger stained dark where it flipped pages, humming approvingly as it reached today's date, my name already written in ink that still dripped, and it explained kindly, almost apologetically, that the house feeds on transition, on travelers between places, on souls temporarily unrooted, because no one is more vulnerable than someone who doesn't belong anywhere. And when I asked why Airbnb, it laughed softly and said platforms made the perfect hunting grounds, because trust was already built in, fear outsourced to fine print, and disappearances explained away as cancellations. I tried to run, but the hallway folded, looping endlessly, doors opening to show moments from my own past mistakes, regrets, loneliness until I collapsed, sobbing, and the house welcomed me fully then, walls closing in gently, heartbeats syncing with mine, whispering promises of permanence, of never needing to search again. And when the clock struck 4 o'clock a.m., silence fell, profound and final, and somewhere far away, in the waking world, My phone buzzed with a notification as the host left a 5-star review on my behalf that read, "Wonderful guest, quiet, didn't complain, would host again."